Hi everyone, welcome back. More negative numbers. This is where it starts to go crazy. There'll be a lot of people look at this question. Let's go the short way. I don't want to go too fast, but let's go the short way. 2 3s are 6 with a negative. 2 3s are 6 with a negative. I can look at this and go, that's a subtract. Almost like I need to write there that that is a subtract. So let's leave the subtract to last. There's a subtract, leave that to last. 4 2s are 8 and 2 negatives make a positive. So now I've got, if I was looking at this again, if I borrowed $6 off you and I borrowed $8 off you, altogether I have borrowed $14 off you. Now I could start on a number line at -6 and go down 8. So that means down 8. If I start down and I went down 8, I'd go -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, -12, -13, -14. You can think that way if that works for your brain. Some people do little loops downs and go, they've gone, in that case they've gone down 8. So in the next couple of questions I'm not going to go through this process. Oh, by the way, let's go back to this question and go, I could have put a bracket around that. I said that's just 6 with a minus. Could have put a bracket around that, ignore the subtract for a moment. 2 4s are 8 and there's a positive, so there's a positive, but it's got a subtract there. Let's go to this question. Now we're getting to the crazy stage. Pretty common to see 1 or 2 of these in an assessment though. There's your subtraction. So I'm going to leave that subtract alone. I'm going to put a bracket there and a bracket there. So this is like taking one of these questions here and putting something in front of it just to throw students off, make it more complicated. Let's have a look at what we've got. I'm going to write the -3 and I'm going to write the subtract, and then I'll look at what's in the bracket. Divide and the times goes left to right. Doesn't matter if it's a divide first or a times first. If they're both divide, if they're both times, you just go from left to right. So 10 divided by 5, how many times does 5 go into 10? Twice. Ignore the negatives. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 2s are 4. Then we have to look at it and go, is this going to be -4 or +4? 2 negatives make a positive. So if you wanted to write the positive there, you can, but you don't have to. And a lot of my questions are ending up with this same situation. If I borrowed $3 off you, I borrowed $4 off you, I borrowed 7. Now, if you want to turn the video for that point, I've got one crazy. I do like my crazies. One crazy that's not that crazy, but we can go berserk. Over the years I've had students who really were good at this and they want me to put ridiculously crazy questions on, and I have. Now on all of these calculations I've done here today, I've tried to keep the numbers simple. Another thing that happens in the textbook is you might test this concept, but instead of having nice simple numbers, I'll have numbers like 7 and 8 and 9 and maybe even like 12s and 6s, and just make it all so it's harder times tables, not harder concept. Well, not just harder concept, but harder times tables. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to treat this that you're okay. 2 by 2 by 2 is 8. Means multiply it by itself 3 times. A negative by a negative by a negative. There's 3 of them again, so 2 match up and there's 1 left over. 2 3s are 6. And the 2 negatives become a positive. You don't have to write positive, but there's here, which is an addition. So that one there is add. That one there is subtract. Next one, without going brackets, 10 divided by 5 is 2. How many times is 2 coming to 5? Twice. And those 2 negatives make a positive, so you don't have to write it, but you do have to write the subtraction. So one more, let's go back and put brackets in. If you're a bracket person, this is an addition, that's a negative. So the bracket will, the 2 includes the negative. Don't have to, you can do it other ways. But let's get to a pattern that you like, that you can get used to. So there's a subtraction, there's the negative that belongs to the 10. Video's becoming a bit long. So you could think it through that way and go, that's just 6 and that's just 2. And the big one that makes people up, -8 plus 6 minus 2, and people get stuck. Probably at this stage I would be better to go to a number line. So if we started here at -8, we'd go +6, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're up to -6, -4, 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2. And then you go subtract 2. So this was up 6. And this is down 2. So where do we start at? Minus 8, I went up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's up 6. And now we're going to go down 2. So once I get to minus 2, if I go down 2, 1, 2, and I end up back here at minus 4. I do think of this though. If I borrowed $8 off you and I gave $6 back to you, most of you go, you still owe me $2. Wouldn't think about it, wouldn't be thinking negative money. You just think, I borrowed 8, I gave you back 6, I owed you 2. But then the next day I walked in and said, can I borrow another 2? So I already owed you 2, borrow another 2, so altogether I owe you 4. So if that works for your brain, that's good. Oh, I hope you're enjoying them. These sort of come out of my brain as I look at the textbook, and I look at the textbook and go, yeah, I need more on this. Or some worksheets that apply to it that don't go as hard as the textbook goes as quickly. Hope you're enjoying. If you are, just let your friends know.